July. We are in a heat dome. That's what happens in July. We got a full house. Dennis Philippi. And in full disclosure, I have just realized that I've known Dennis now for 30 years. I have never spelled his name correctly.
I spell it Joe Cool still. So.
Well, there you go. And he likes it if you do that. The truth is, I always thought it was F-I. And then I wasn't sure if there was two L's or two P's or however that worked. Turns out, so you learn something every day, right? Turns out, Dennis is Phillippi. A lot of I's, a lot of P's, a couple of L's. I did get the two N's in Dennis correctly. I just wanted to point that out to everybody. Dennis in the house, Joe Dank in the house. We got plenty to talk about. He went to the Redbirds game last night just for the experience, the pricing of it, the atmosphere of it. What's the status of AutoZone Park? How much work does it really need? All the answers will come your way from Joe in segment number 2. And then in segment 3, golf picks today. Guest picker for Greg Hines from Windyke. Paul Reed, longtime pro. I mean, he was a great pro. I think he now works in the golf cart business, but very smart. Knows how to pick him. Maybe will help Greg, who's in last place now. I had the best week last week because I had Scotty, who really could have given me a big week. So I'm in third. Mickey, and we're all bunched together. We're within $300,000 or $400,000, really. So second, third, and fourth is close. And then Johnny's got a sizable lead. He's got about a $5.5 million lead on all of us. That's Johnny Lyon. So we make our picks and talk a little bit about the John Deere at TPC Deere Run. You know, I just learned this today as I was doing my research on this. John Deere is one of the oldest companies in the country. I believe out of the 250 years, they've been around all but 60. That's incredible. Mr. Deere was one smart dude and built an unbelievable industry. NBA with July starts free agency. All the deals have begun. You know a little bit about the biggest deal, and that was the Clippers, who shipped out Kawhi Leonard. He goes to the Toronto Raptors, where he won a championship. So they're doing a little nostalgia thing there. I don't know how serious they can be, but he's making a lot of money in Toronto. And last time I looked, the American dollar in Canada goes a long way. It's like 15 extra %. They do, Darian, they do pay. The Raptors pay in American dollars, do they not?
Yes, they do.
That may be a Joe Dank answer for another day, but I've got to believe
it's an American company.
You pay in American dollars, and you do. The dollar's about 15% stronger there. That's he got a raise as much money as he is already making. What would the Grizz do? Will they be involved in any of the free agency / trades? Because we're not sure if that point guard position is settled. Let me put you on the spot, Darian. Is Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., Walter Clayton, are those the three that will be the depth at point guard for the Grizzlies when the season really starts?
Yes, they will, and they'll have us picking in the top 5 again next year.
Oh, my gosh. If that's the case, that's disaster. I don't think that'll be the case. I really do not. I think...
Really young roster. I mean, really hard to overcome this, right?
First off, I'm not sure that that's Zach Kleiman's final move. I'm really not. I think even with Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. as your 2 point guards, depending on what Boozer is like, and don't forget Coward, he could become your go-to guy. I think this team is capable of 5th or 6th in the West. We'll see what happens where LeBron ends up. If he ends up in Golden State, you know, they are trying to maneuver. And I don't believe this thing where Washington says, we're not trading Anthony Davis. if you could get enough good futures for Anthony Davis, who's a question mark. He's a little like Ja. The guy doesn't play. I'd trade him. If I could get good stuff in the future for him, then that would be interesting. If Davis did play, and I give Draymond Green, and I don't do this very often because I'm not a big fan, but I got to give him a lot of credit. He's not taking full price right now because he wants to wait and see what the Golden State Warriors can do. So I'll put you on the spot again, Darian. If a deal is made and AD goes to the Golden State Warriors and they have Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and LeBron James, who will be 42 in December, are they a threat to OKC, to San Antonio, to Denver? I put Denver up there. Would that be a threat to those three teams in the West?
Absolutely, they are, because they will be led by Steph Curry, who will be healthy.
And how old is he?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think. I mean, he had one of his better years last year, especially as an older player. But if they can get to game 82, 83, then you got something. You get to game 82 and they're still healthy and they're ready to go for the playoffs.
I want to know.
Only way. Can
LeBron play at the level he did last year at age 42? Steph Curry, I think, will be in his late 30s, like 38 maybe, somewhere at that in that season. Can he continue to play at the level that it's – because his position – more than any other position, needs quick step, fast twitch. LeBron doesn't have the fast twitch he used to have, but he's got muscle, and he's smart, and he's big. Steph Curry has to have the fast twitch to get the space in order to release that basketball. And the legs, because that's part of your three-point shooting, got to have good legs, strong legs. I'm not 100% convinced he can be what he was. We'll see, but that is definitely an intriguing group. Those four, it would be a big four at Golden State if that were to work out. Tonight, the United States in Santa Clara, California, up against Bosnia-Herzegovina. The U.S. minus 250. Everybody's available. You know, I don't know that we've seen that at the World Cup other than the friendlies in the beginning here. But you're going to have Pulisic and you're going to have Balogun together up front. Wow. And the U.S. has averaged about 2 2/3 goals per game, and that's without playing these two together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight. France, though, looks absolutely unbeatable.
Different level.
Boy, do they look good. I mean, somebody said this. I don't know if it was Alexi Lawless, and I'll get back to him in just a second. Somebody said that the French program is so deep, they could have fielded 3 World Cup teams and all would have made the knockout round. That's incredible. So we shall see. They looked really good last night against a good team from Sweden. So that was amazing. So last night, no PKs. Okay? No PKs. The night before, 2 of the 3 matches decided in PKs. I've heard the debate. I've always thought, oh my gosh, I really can't stand it. But you've already played more than 2 hours of soccer at the most extreme levels in the heat. You can't ask players to continue to go on that way, especially with one of those teams going to move on, right? So I get it. And then what solidified in my mind that it's really kind of a fair system is Alexi Lawless again. I'll bring him up because I like him. He's I'm not saying he's Brandel Chambly of soccer.
He's USA royalty, right?
Charles Barkley of basketball, but he's sort of in that category. He made this remark. He said, "Don't talk to me about PKs just being luck. PKs are skill." He goes, half of it is your ability to kick the ball to a spot. The other is mental. You've got to have the courage to do it.
And these are not field goal kickers making these plays. These are the best athletes. This is like putting LeBron up there for a PK kick, not Goskowski or somebody.
Well, but that's their skill. So that would be like having Gotti out there because that's what Gotti does. Anyway, glad you brought him up. You know, he's part of our Hall of Fame class. Way to go. Way to go, Darian. Okay. So I'm okay with it now. Now that I know that it is a skill. Last thing before we get to Dennis. Wimbledon yesterday, Serena Williams gave the 87th player in the world, Maya Joint, who, by the way, is coming to Memphis. She's committed to Memphis. So is the number 19 women's player in the world, Ekaterina Alexandrova. She committed. Sloane Stephens, by the way, got a wild card. This thing's going to be fun. The first week of, or last week of August, I think it is. Of July. Anyway, Serena could have won this match. She loses in 3 sets. She claims she had a knee injury in the first set and did not come to media afterwards. Now it's debatable. It's questionable whether she will be able to play doubles with her sister. I think she will. I hope she will. She should have been up 3-1. This could have been different. If she had hit this very easy, wide open backhand to an open near court, she goes up 3-1. She missed it. She couldn't move. Let's be honest. She's 44. She hasn't played in 4 years. She hadn't picked up a racket since she left till last April. So April, May, June. She's had 3 months to try to get into shape and play singles. I mean, doubles was a no question. Singles, I gave her credit for being gutsy to do it, but she couldn't move. And the 87th player in the world, who did not play that well, beat her. So I don't know. Maybe if she got in a little better shape and played some more, she could beat the top 50. She's not. If she played Sabalenka, who, by the way, an American took her, I think she lost in the second set 6-5, 7-5, maybe something like that. I think Sabalenka would have. My friend Joe Dank told me earlier it would have been bagel. I don't know if it would have been bagel. I think she would have won 1 or 2 games per set, but she just doesn't have a chance. You know who never loses? Father Time. Father Time never loses. We changed the time zone.
It's time for Dennis on Dave. Dennis on Dave. Dennis on Dave. Welcome to Dennis on Dave.
Well, good morning. I don't think we've seen you in a month.
It's been a while. It has. It's been a minute. To your point about Kauai, yes, the Canadian dollar does go farther, but taxes are much, much higher in Canada. So it's probably more or less a push.
Ha. Interesting. I hadn't thought of that one.
Where LeBron is concerned, and the thing that I think if he admits that he's doing a victory lap, if LeBron says this is my last season, he goes to Cleveland.
I don't think he's saying it's his last season.
That's what I'm saying.
If
he decides that it is in fact his last season, and he's going to let it be known it's his last season, he goes to Cleveland.
You know what? If he does go to Cleveland, that's a good team.
It is
Cleveland.
A good team. They've been a playoff contender for the last couple of seasons.
Exactly.
Mitchell's a very good player. Harden's, but I think it'd be a nice way to go. Just do his victory lap. They're not going to win a championship, but they could win the East.
You know what? I keep hearing LeBron will not give anybody a financial break. He's just not that way.
But he could.
Wait.
It would make sense if he took a break. If he gave a break to Cleveland, it would make sense.
I Googled how much he's worth. You want to guess?
1.3 billion, something like that.
1.4 bill. Very good, Dennis. 1.4 bill,
which doubled when he got to Los Angeles.
Well, whatever it is, the dude can not get paid nothing. No, 1.4 bill. Think of the interest on that.
What he should do is he should go play in Cleveland for free.
Oh, he should take at least a minimum.
Say, I'm giving this to the city of Cleveland as my last. You
know what he should do?
I'm giving this to Cleveland.
He should demand that his salary be equal to his son's at L.A. And he just screwed the Lakers.
All right, so last week, my wife and I went to New York for our 40th wedding anniversary.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. We got there.
Can't believe Jenna put up with you for 40 years.
Everybody says that. I'm a very good husband. So anyway, we got there a few hours after the Knicks parade.
Oh my gosh! It's a shame you missed it.
No,
That
no,
would
no.
have been so much
the
fun.
timing was perfect. I hate parades.
Oh.
I don't understand.
Of course you do.
I've never understood the appeal of parades. Being crammed together with a bunch of strangers, cheering for people who can't even tell that you're there. No appeal. Didn't have to deal with parade traffic, but got to a very, very jubilant New York City.
Yes.
And I really felt like, it was almost like the whole city was still on a high from the Knicks win. And then I realized, no, they were just high. In the 7 years since I've been to New York, pot has been legalized in New York, and people smoke pot everywhere. The whole city of New York smells like weed. You get a contact high just from walking through Times Square. It was great. We had a great time.
You sound like you're still getting from
Now,
it.
meanwhile, of course, the Knicks owner, Dolan, accepted the president's invitation to the White House on behalf of the Knicks, without discussing it with the Knicks. Now, I'm not going to get into whether or not they should accept an invitation to the White House. That's a political thing. But I did really love this headline that somebody wrote about the possibility of the Knicks declining, just saying, no thanks, we have McDonald's in New York.
Oh.
That's a great line. That is a great line.
Yeah.
Our hotel was crawling with Norwegians.
Oh my gosh. Are they the most fun fans ever with their row
Dude, they
thing?
were fun to be in an elevator with. I mean, they had such a great time in New York City. They and everybody absolutely loved them.
I'm glad they've won and they're in the round of 16 because the whole thing is just a great phenomenon.
Now, I don't actually care about anything that happens on the pitch because I don't know anything about soccer and I don't watch soccer and I have no idea what the rules are.
You're not going to watch USA tonight against Bosnia?
Why would I? I don't know the rules. I have no idea what's going on in a soccer game because I've never cared about soccer.
I consider you a bright person. You might not know all the nuances, but if you watch a game, I guarantee you will understand the principles within the first 60 seconds.
I'm not interested. I mean, we were in a bar in New York, a big bar, and it was Japan and Mexico. And this is how crazy the World Cup is in New York City. This bar was packed with Japanese and Mexican people. Packed!
I love it.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, they were all really nice to each other. And that is one thing about the World Cup. Generally speaking, they're all very, very nice to each other. Now, Uruguay, I don't know if you heard this story. Uruguay was bumped out of the World Cup in 3 games. And so the Uruguayan government yanked their charter flight and told them to figure out how to get home on commercial airlines.
Really?
They really did.
Oh, my gosh.
I love that.
They didn't make the knockout round, so they got knocked out of their charter.
They got knocked. No, you don't have a charter flight anymore. And we're not paying for you to fly home either. You just get yourself back to Uruguay however you can. One thing that was very cool in Dallas, there were like 60,000 Argentinian soccer fans were in Dallas, and they are a very, very rowdy bunch. And at one point, some Argentinian guy, dropped his wallet, and an Argentinian guy picked it up, looked at it, and started yelling his name. Then hundreds of other Argentinian fans started chanting this dude's name until he realized, wait, why are they yelling my name? And dude was holding up his wallet. Like, hey, man, you imbecile, we've got your wallet. Let's see what else I've got on the World Cup. Not much. The president of South Korea said he will launch an investigation into the failure of the South Korean team at the World Cup. If it was the North Korean president launching an investigation, it would be a lot more threatening.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
For the players involved. On other weird sports notes, Paxton Lynch, former quarterback of your Memphis Tigers, has now been benched in every possible professional football league.
Wait, we know the NFL.
Every single one.
We know the USFL.
Arena football.
Arena football? How
UFL,
about Canadian football?
Canadian football.
Every one of those?
He's been benched in every single professional
that
football
is amazing.
league. It's that is brought to you by our friend Jeff Woods. He's the one who stumbled over that piece of information. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that there are now 2 Max Muncies in Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Well, it turned out on Monday they finally played each other. Max Muncy, third baseman for the Dodgers. Max Muncy, third baseman for the A's, played one another. And not surprisingly, the Dodgers, Max Muncy had a better day. The Dodgers won 9-4 because the A's stink, because they hate playing in Sacramento and they hate the fact they're even in those uniforms. They're only 3 games back in the AL West. That's just because everybody team in the AL West stinks. They're all so horrible.
Seattle's going to end up winning that division, isn't it?
Yeah. But it just had to be such a confusing day for the announcers to have a Max Muncy on both teams. And at one point, Max Muncy grounded out to Max Muncy.
Now that would be cool.
That is a classic moment in sports right there. An amateur golfer in Oregon, and I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often. An amateur golfer in Oregon was struck by lightning. He was getting ready. He was playing his round. He saw a thunderstorm rolling in. He decided to continue to play. He was struck by lightning.
Did he survive?
Yeah, he's perfectly fine now. He recovered fine. But it turns out, if a thunderstorm is rolling in, walking around with a metal stick in the open is probably not your best.
Not a good idea. You know, like Lee Trevino was struck by lightning like 3 times. If a cloud came by, Lee Trevino started sweating. Now, he actually told me that in an interview I did. You can see it on YouTube. A lot of people have. He seriously, if a cloud came by, he got scared.
I get it.
Can you? There's got to be something in your own chemistry to get hit 3 times.
To attract lightning?
Yeah.
You're conductive.
Well, it must be. How does one guy get hit 3 times? Come on.
Because he's walking around with a metal stick with lightnings in the air. The Buffalo Bills, shockingly, have elected not to honor O.J. Simpson on their new stadium.
I saw that.
They chose and O.J. was one of the greatest Bills ever. There's no argument. But as it turns out, since he murdered some people, they're not going to honor him. And finally, on June 19th, University of Virginia swimmer Kate Douglas set the world record for the 50-meter freestyle. Now, if you're an athlete, setting a world record is probably one of the highest points of your entire life. On Monday, she set the record. On Sunday, her training partner, Gretchen Walsh, broke it.
Wow.
She had the world record for 6 days. Wow. And her best friend broke it.
You got to feel good for your best friend.
Oh, yeah. I'm
you
sure
got
she's
6
thrilled.
days.
I'm sure she's screw you, Gretchen. I had a world record. I swim with you every day. What is wrong with you? So there you go. That's the screwy sports.
Those two are pretty special friends. That's for sure. They're pretty darn good at what they do. Thank you, Dennis, for your perspective. We do this every Wednesday with Dennis Phillippi. He's brought to you by Dinstall, celebrating their special 250th birthday. Well, the country's 250th birthday.
I text you all the time. It's got to have my name on it.
Well, you see, I write your name in my
I got you.
my contacts, and it comes up Phillippi. So here's how Dinstall's wants you to celebrate 250. When you go to your July 4th party, bring Cashew Crunch. It's their signature. It doesn't melt. It's incredible. You can stop by Dinstall's Thursday and Friday to stock up on those favorite sweets of yours, and you're getting a special price on Cashew Crunch. That's for sure. All stores, by the way, will be closed on Saturday and Sunday to celebrate with family and friends, and who can blame them? And note, Collierville and downtown will be closed on Friday, too. So you only got today and tomorrow to stock up if you're in Collierville or downtown. You can still go to Germantown. You can still go to Laurelwood, my neck of the woods. You can still go where they make the candy on Thursday and Friday. You can go to Pleasant View. I would also suggest, although it'll melt in the sun, but the turtlettes are so darn good. And the fudge is #1 in the world. How you just cannot beat Dinstall's. And Dennis also brought to you by Southern Security. I want to ask you, you're getting the lowest possible rate on your mortgage. You know, here's the thing about Southern Security. They're credit union. They're not for profit. They can do things banks cannot. They can offer the lowest rates, flexible terms, no PMI, always great service. You can refinance your current mortgage with what I consider the best lender in all of the Mid-South. You can go to southernsecurity.org or call 452-7900. Back in a minute with the business of sports. Joe Dank is next.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage, we'll measure your roof from outer space, and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
The Gossett Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event is going strong at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Get America's best back vehicles with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. All remaining 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and 2025 Mitsubishi Outlanders, now $6,000 off MSRP. 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport ES with standard super all-wheel control, buy for $27,105 or $349 per month. Plus, 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander ES, standard 7-seat capacity versus 5-seat Nissan Rogue and Honda CR-V. Buy for $30,310 or $399 a month. Plus, Tennessee residents get an additional $1,000 off all 26 Outlander Sports. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike, online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
84 months at 5.99 APR. Outlander TZO 2861. MSRP 32810. Sport TU 101 2038. MSRP 28985. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895. Excludes tax title and licensee dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Uncorked flavor. Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up. Down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. Catering is our specialty. Memphians have trusted Corky's to cater their events for 40 years because we make it easy for you and delicious for your guests. Whether it's 50 people or a crowd of thousands, our experienced team comes to your location, sets up, serves, and ensures everyone enjoys a Corky's all-you-can-eat barbecue buffet starting at only $7.99 per person. You can't beat it. With 40 years of experience, it's easy to see why customers choose Corky's time and time again for all of their catering needs. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to book us for your next party.
Uncorked flavor. Corky's barbecue.
The United States of America is celebrating its 250th anniversary. Our sister station, Sunny 103, will honor this great moment in history all day, Friday and Saturday, with a roll call of veterans, patriotic music, and specials for this once-in-a-lifetime Independence Day. You can hear it all on Sunny 103.1 and on AM 1210.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back into
the Family Leisure Studios. We're in July. I know they got a 4th of July big sale going on at I-40 and Wooden Road, but as far as I know, the ultimate pool party still happening where you can get an above-ground pool under $4,000. They do in-ground pools. Now, they didn't used to do that. They figured out a great way to do it. It's state-of-the-art, and you can get the best in-ground pool for under $50,000. Now, that may sound like a lot of money, but when you're talking about in-ground pools, that's a great price. And while you're at it, if you mention us, you say Wolo, you can say Darian Newsom, you could say Greg and Eli, anybody. Say Statson Bryant. You immediately will get $200 off the purchase of a pool or a spa. Just get there and make sure you tell them we sent you when you go in to see and it's beautiful there, the great showroom at Family Leisure. Wednesdays mean business of sports. Joe Dank is here. we put him on assignment last night, and he went with his wife as just a customer to AutoZone Park to see the Redbirds in Charlotte. So, Joe, what was the experience like?
Well, look, in light of the Redbirds garnering no small part of some attention here because of their ask, frankly, for some support from the city, or asking that the city, frankly, comply with the terms of a lease that says you own a stadium and you have to keep it up to standards. So it's funny how you look at that. The city's responsibility as the owner is to keep it up to the baseball standards. But in light of all that's going on, and I had not been there for a while, and let me say up front, number one, I'm a big baseball fan. Number two, I love AutoZone Park. I think it is a great place to watch a baseball game.
I'm with you on both.
Always have loved it. And I also think one of the best seats in any baseball stadium in America are the club seats between first and third in that stadium. It's the perfect height from which to watch baseball. So what did I do yesterday? Bought a pair of club seats. It cost $25 a piece. All in, $52.50 when you check it out.
What do you think? Is that fair, minor league standards?
Well, fair is what people are willing to pay.
True.
I paid it. I can tell you, there weren't a lot of people in that deck last night. In fact, last night's attendance there was 1,834 in the box score. I would suggest, based on what I observed, that 1,000 of those people in that amount were hiding somewhere because they were not visible.
All right, so let me ask you this. Along those lines, a couple of things come to my head. One, yesterday with the heat index, it was over 100 degrees. When that game started, actual temperature, which I guess is really measured in shade, it had to be 90, 91 degrees. Was that part of it? I'm going to ask you. $50 for a couple to go to a minor league ball game is a part of the crowd diminishing. I don't know. I'm just curious what you think about that.
Okay, so let's look overall for a second. 2 tickets, parking, some ballpark food, burgers, hot dogs, and the like, a couple of beers. All said, last night we spent $134 at the ballpark. Okay?
That was parking, food, beer,
everything we did.
Seats. And seats. Great seats. We should point out there are cheaper seats.
There are. But there's not a lot of... Now, you can go into the lower bowl.
Yeah.
But the lower bowl between first and third are priced between $25 and $35.
So it could be more.
As you go down the line, it's $21. There is one section at the very end in the ballpark, down in left field, where that section in the lower bowl, as it were, those seats are $9.01 every game, but you're down in the left
What
field
about
corner.
on the hill? If you buy a hill ticket, can you buy a hill ticket?
Yeah, you can, and I don't know what
okay,
that
so
is.
that if that's
like
$9, let's say it's $5.
It might be $5 a head.
Okay, so you do have the option of a cheap ticket.
You do have some options.
Okay, that's fair.
You also have some really what you might suggest are high-end hospitality things. There's all-inclusive suites that you can go for $77 a head. There's a home plate couch that's right behind home plate in that club section. Those are $71 a piece.
Wow.
You can even buy owner's seats, Dave. These are overstuffed plush chairs that are right next to the Redbird dugout. It costs $93 a head. Now,
were those filled last night?
The couches were for sure.
Okay.
And I think the owner seats were as well.
Maybe Peter Freund was there.
Might have been.
He wouldn't have had to pay. He's the owner.
No, I wouldn't have paid that price. Now, to your point about a Tuesday night, hot weather, everything else, I did this morning double check and say, okay, the last time we talked about this subject, we talked about Knoxville and Chattanooga and their new ballparks with state and local support to build. We talked about Nashville being Nashville and all things it means to everybody in Memphis and losing their mind, and Nashville having a baseball team. So Nashville has a AAA team. They were home last night. I'm thinking, it was Tuesday night also in Nashville last night. Might have been pretty comparable weather, everything else. Memphis had 1,834 announced attendance. Nashville had 5,338 announced.
Oh, my gosh. That's quite the difference.
Quite a difference. Knoxville now, smaller ballpark, AA baseball, not AAA baseball, 3,233. So the attendance was significant. Chattanooga was on the road. The other thing that, again, you just sit and you watch a game, and it's a very relaxed atmosphere. It's perfect seats. It's great. This is AAA baseball. You see guys make throws and make routine plays look routine that you know
they're
are not.
great.
These guys are the best players.
They're great.
I mean, this is so AAA baseball is how much better than Division I NCAA baseball. It's beyond comparison.
My gosh. Well, let's
guys.
just I don't know what the percentage of AAA players are, but there's a good percentage that end up either playing or have played in the big leagues.
Guys are going up and down all the
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
Starting pitcher last night for the and now I should mention it. No, for the Redbirds. He's been with the big club this year. And, you know, he went 5 innings last night. And it's killing me because now I mentioned something that I can't remember his name, but he got a win. I don't know if he did get a win because he got lifted. He didn't complete the 5. He tried to wave off the manager. The guy came out and yanked him anyways.
Must have been a pitch count.
He was an account, I think, on some type of rehab. But look, the ballpark itself, it is in need of some updates. Now, a lot of them might not even be visible to fans, but some are. A good amount of paint would make that place look a lot better. Some concrete repair would make that place look a lot better. But you know, there's a huge physical plant there, and there's a lot of internal workings. They are air conditioning a gigantic space.
Yes.
And all of this stuff, much of it is original equipment. The seats in the ballpark are original equipment. That makes them 26 years old. I've been told that those seats have an average lifespan of 7 years. These seats have been in there for 26 years. People have told me who are in the business who know.
Man, now if you'd have asked me that, I would have said 30, 40 years.
For seats?
Yes. Well, I'm not saying you don't have to repaint them every other season or so, but I find it hard to believe that the lifespan of a seat that's put into a major stadium. Remember, this was the most expensive minor league stadium ever built.
I understand.
That the lifespan is 7 years. I would never in my life have guessed that.
Regardless of small issues, the point is there has not been a lot of maintenance done on this ballpark over the point of 26 years, and it is due something. Now the question becomes, are there enough people in Memphis that wish to support this to justify the expenditure of $50 or more million to do it? And that's the big interest. I think it's well run. I think there's every kind of entertainment and hospitality option available for the fan who wants to partake there. We've already talked about the level of play, the great view from the seats that you can have. So the question becomes, like anything, what are we willing to pay to keep something, and does it serve the public interest to do so? And that's important because the lease on this stadium and this deal comes due in 2030.
Correct. Well, first of all, I think because of the history of minor league baseball in this town, it's important to maintain that. You got to the highest level. Secondly, you have this stadium that the city owns, and it's their obligation to keep it to the standards that baseball dictates. And it needs work. It's needed work for 5 or 6 years. It's not new. The one thing I would say, and you say it's well run, I'm going to say this. I'm not sure it's well marketed. I don't see promotions that are advertised about Redbirds baseball. I know for a fact, because I've tried, they don't have a radio deal. All they do is stream. Maybe that's the new way it's going to be, but I got to wonder if you had radio, if there might be more interest. I would do everything I could to market it more, because that, to me, you've got this beautiful stadium and you've got this history with baseball in this town. And if you can't draw 1,000 people per game, you better do a better job of marketing. Something's missing there. I just can't believe in a market that's got over 1 million people and 1.25 million if you do the whole metro area, that you can't get 2,000 or 3,000 to a minor league baseball game for real, not the made up stuff that they have. That to me comes down to marketing and really pushing your stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and we're still in that transitionary period in terms of traditional marketing and radio and television and all of those things. I do know. This team has a great social media presence. This team has a great digital marketing campaign. Once you buy a ticket, you will get more emails than you've ever wanted before, telling you about every single promotion, every single last-minute ticket deal, and all of those things. Now that I know you're already preaching to somebody who's once been there. You're not not attracting new people. But look, this is a simple issue that has to be elevated in the public opinion talk in this community now, is that because I think it's a pretty simple equation. The city either improves the ballpark to the level necessary to maintain the relationship with professional baseball, or they'll go play somewhere in a city that will.
Right.
And the city then is going to own a ballpark without a tenant. And now what good is that?
Hotels downtown and restaurants downtown, they're all going to complain.
Goes without question.
Yeah. All right. Last thing really quick, because I always go along with you. World Cup tickets. I'm told by a pretty good source, Mike DeCourcy from the Sporting News, who's covering it for the Sporting News, that there will be 7 million people attending World Cup games throughout. When the championship game is finished, 7 million will be in the stadium.
Right.
What's the average ticket price?
Well, the average ticket prices are somewhere in the low 1,000s. They have dropped, however, now that we've gotten out of this first round with the pool play. Okay, now we're into the knockout round. What is interesting, and I mean, I just don't know. I'm trying to remember how many actual games are played in this thing, because 7 million sounds like big compared to 0. It doesn't sound big compared to 20 million. So 7 million is just the capacity. We knew that the day we had the number of games and the day we had the number of stadiums.
Let me do the math quickly. I believe 7 million times $1,000, if that's the average price, that would be $7 billion from revenue that is produced strictly from tickets.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about is 7 million a good number. I mean, this is like not unlike the Olympics. It's longer.
Right.
It's gigantic stadiums, and they're playing to capacity in 3 countries.
Right.
In North America.
104 total matches, gentlemen.
Okay,
104.
So 104 times 50,000 would be 5 million people, right?
Yeah, so they're getting 70,000 people, basically.
Okay. So that's good. Stadiums hold
great.
it. That's great.
Yeah.
What is interesting, however, David, to your point, and this is what we started talking about a little bit, the get-in price for the 32 matches now in this knockout round fell 39% last week.
Wow.
And that was from $2,000 to $1,245.
Well, that's because 16 teams didn't make the knockout round.
Well, that's what it is.
And poor Uruguay had to figure out a way to get home commercially because they took away their charter.
But so the interesting thing, the get-in price for Monday's game, this was the Germany-Paraguay game, right?
Yeah.
The big upset game, everything else.
Yeah.
That game was played in Boston. The get-in price fell 68% over the 7 days leading up to the game, and it fell all the way to $466. Belgium-Senegal game, get-in price fell to $421. So we're not necessarily maybe even averaging the 1,000 we just talked about again. Switzerland, Algeria in Vancouver fell 72% to $443. So what was happening is those early round games were being well attended and doing incredible TV ratings, so the prices inflated. Then the world came back down to earth, and so did these prices. So that's where we are, somewhere between 400 and 1,000 is the get-in price. But the premium seats, like all places, premium sites
can't get them.
Seats sell out.
Yeah. Bottom line is this is a huge FIFA success. Joe Dank, former GM of 24 and 30 and producer and director of I don't know how many different television broadcasts, brings us the business of sports every week, brought to you by the best real estate forward. I'm talking World Cup. He's the Mbappe or the Messi of all soccer when it comes, of real estate. They know there's soccer. He's real estate. We know that. He stinks at golf. That's his sport. But he can never practice because he's always working for you 24/7, 365. If you call 483-0546, he'll pick up on the second ring guaranteed. Or go to MemphisRelocate.com. That is where you'll learn all about his success. And maybe you'll see some of the strategic marketing program. If you call him, you'll definitely know why he gets you to the closing table the quickest for the most money. 483-0546 or MemphisRelocate.com. Sell that house with Sheldon Rosengarten. Sheldon, Marks Mensdorf. We're back. Golf picks, Johnny Lyons, Mickey Barker, Paul Reed in for Greg Hines today. We make our picks in just a minute.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, We are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finish with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
At Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, it's the Volkswagen Driver Days event, and it's drivers wanted. If you're looking for sporty, we Gossett 2026 Jetta S. Just $249 a month, $249 a month for Jetta S. Luxury just got a new definition in 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS. Now $269 a month. Brand new Tiguan S, $269 a month. And right now, Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike's got 2026 Atlas SE. Only $329 a month. That's only $329 a month for a brand new Atlas SE. Ready for a new ride? We got you covered at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike, 1875 Covington Pike, or shop online anytime at GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Atlas TC 564,681, MSRP 41,911, Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791, Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Credit PF 895. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer in 6/30/26. Dealer stock only.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Old Dominick Distillery is pouring Memphis pride into every cocktail. From the winning atmosphere at its downtown Memphis distillery to award-winning craft spirits, Old Dominick is pure Memphis spirit through and through. Swing by the distillery bar for a pregame cocktail or celebrate your wins with a guided tour and tasting. Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back in. Time to talk a little bit of golf. Johnny Lyons joining us as always, our big leader. He's got about a $5.5 million lead on all of us now. He joins us. Mickey Barker, the czar of public golf. He joins us now. Greg Hines has the week off. Paul Reed is supposed to be joining us. Former golf pro from around here, I believe, is now in the golf cart business. Does a good job. But we can't get a hold of him. So I guess I'm going to have to make his picks. Greg is going first, so we'll do that in a minute. In the meantime, gentlemen, good morning to you. I got to ask you, Mickey Barker, since Memphis Public Golf sponsors this program, how good was the Pine Hill Championship on Saturday? My son had a decent first 9, birdie number 9, and then sort of fell apart on the back 9, but that's the way golf is. But I got to tell you, I was there walking around, and the golf course looked spectacular.
Yeah, we had a really good event on Saturday. The most players we've ever had in one of the Pine Hill Championships, 84 players. It was a great day. Obviously, it was hot and windy. Of course, played a little tough, but great turnout. Golf course is in really good shape. It had healed very well from the airification. The greens were still just a tiny bit slower, so we'll have them sped up a little bit by the time the MAC comes around in late July.
So when you say the MAC, that is the Memphis what?
Memphis Amateur Championship,
Okay.
what formerly known as the Pub Link.
So you've changed the name on me, Mickey. Come on.
Yeah, we did that, Dave. You should be up on our lingo by now. It's been 4, 5, 6 years ago that
Well,
we
you
changed
know,
that.
I'm an old guy, Mickey. Takes time for me. Well, I love that format. You've got Audubon, Galloway, and Pine Hill now in that particular grouping.
This year it is. Yes, Audubon will be the final day. Galloway, Pine Hill, Audubon in that order this year.
Okay, Johnny, this is big. The Travelers with big names because it's a signature event, and there's Scotty Scheffler with the lead. Victor Hovland eventually is going to catch him, but it goes long because of a rain delay. And this surprised me. The Yankees and the Boston Red Sox are playing on NBC, and NBC decided to stay with golf over Major League Baseball. That's incredible. That's how popular golf is becoming.
Hey, Wolo, yeah, that was an exciting finish. I mean, in the rain, it totally screwed up Scotty, it seemed like. And but, you know, nobody picked Victor Hovland. So, you know, it was an unlikely winner. And, of course, nobody thought that Scotty was going to miss that little putt in the playoff.
No.
On
4-footer?
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's totally un-Scotty-like.
Yeah.
And it was a big shocker to, I think, the golf world.
I ended up with $2.5 million last week. You had $1.25 million for Mickey, and Greg ended up with $774,500. So, but it wasn't enough to get me past over the hump. But I'll start with Johnny this time. Are you worried about Scotty? He's only won once. That was early in the year, but he's had 4 runner-ups, 8 top 5s. The worst he's finished is tied for 24th.
He definitely seems to have lost his edge, you know. And I don't think he's washed up or anything. I mean, was he 28 years old? So he'll be back, and I think he'll be fine. But it was, you know, it is kind of shocking that he's won everything, made every putt for 2 years, and then, you know, now he's sort of faltering a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 2 kids or just disinterest, or, you know, maybe the way golf works, the karma finally goes against you, and you're going to miss some of those. Mickey, you have any concerns? Do you, for instance, in a couple of weeks, Birkdale, he's the defending Open Championship. Do you think he wins that?
Yeah, I would pick him over anybody else, I think. You know, golf is hard, and especially at that level, it's really hard. And I've seen it so many times that you have you stuff it in there pretty close. I think you got an automatic birdie almost, and then the next guy makes it from outside of you, and now you have to make it.
Yeah.
And his speed control on some of the putts, both definitely Sunday, he was hitting putts too hard and knocking it right through the break. I think they were reading him right. But his speed control wasn't very good, and he talked about that a little bit. So it was just one of those things where all of a sudden, I think I'm going to win, but now I got to make it to tie, and it gets difficult.
I think that's exactly what happened on that putt after Hovland made it. I think he hit it either pulled it because it was left, or he hit it too hard because it did break to the right, and you read that with the Hovland putt. So I think you're right about that. Now, no Scotty this week, a different kind of a field for sure. At TPC Deer Run for the John Deere Classic, which has been around a long time. This is definitely going to be a Challenger Series event next year. But by the way, Mickey, how do you think if Memphis ended up a Challenger, it would be supported in this town?
I'm afraid probably not very well.
I'm with you on that.
It would be supported, but I don't think it would be anywhere close to what it's been the last few years.
Johnny, your thoughts?
Oh, I totally. I think the FedEx and the PGA Tour, FedEx has spent so much money and done so much for the tour. It seems just absolutely crazy that they are not going to include FedEx in any of their plans. But they haven't mentioned a word about FedEx.
That's what worries me. We shall see, to be determined. In the meantime, all right. I'm going to pick for Greg, and I'm just going to go along with those available in what PGAtour.com has from their power rankings, okay? I think that's the only fair thing to do since Paul Reed did not show up. So, number one on the list is Ben Griffin. I will give him Ben Griffin. And I will take Tom Kim, who I think is due and could score big on this golf course. That means, Mickey, you're next.
It's his first pro event.
You're taking the guy. I loved him.
Yeah. Jackson Coyven from Auburn. He's really, really good. So I'm going to take him with my first pick.
Now, I will say this. I was reading this. The last time somebody won the John Deere that was making his pro debut was like 60 years ago. It was a long time ago.
But, it's really not his pro debut. He's had several top 10s, several top 20s in all of his starts. So I think he's pretty used to it.
Okay. Johnny, that puts you next.
Okay, going with the Ole Miss superstar, Jackson Stuber.
Jackson Suber. Okay. That means JT Poston for Greg. I'm going to take Chris Gutterup. Mickey?
I'm going to stay with the young guys. I'm going to go with Blades Brown.
Oh, you're taking all these young guys. I could see him winning this tournament. I really could. Johnny?
Going with Sungjae Im.
Him. Okay. So that would leave Keith Mitchell. I'm going to take a flyer here and think he's going to get better because he slipped a little bit, but I'm going to take Ricky Fowler. Mickey?
Picking for Greg?
I already did. Keith Mitchell. He took Keith Mitchell.
Keith, okay.
They're talking about his putter. He doesn't know which one he may switch at some point, but let's give Jordan Spieth a try.
Spieth, okay. And Johnny, your last pick?
Ricky Fowler.
No, I took him.
Oh, you took him. Okay. Eric Cole.
Okay. Eric Cole, good pick. All right, so Ben Griffin, JT Poston, Keith Mitchell for Greg, Tom Kim, Chris Gutterup, Ricky Fowler for me, Jackson Corvin, Blades Brown, Jordan Spieth for Mickey, and Johnny's got Jackson, what's his last name again?
Suber.
Sungjae Im, and Eric Cole. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and we'll talk again next week.
Bye-bye.
See you, Dave.
Bye-bye. Mickey Barker, Johnny Lyons. And that'll do it for all of us. Usual show tomorrow. We'll start with Pete Pranica on the Grizz. Maybe they make a move today. We'll find out. He'll be front and center tomorrow. Johnny Radio's right around the corner. Have a great day, everybody.